stream the language.
Hi, I'm Randy Anderson back with you again here. And I know I probably talked about this before, but there are places I like to call coyote hot spots. Doesn't seem to make any difference, like if this area has been trapped, coyotes been shot out of planes, helicopters, called in, poisoned. Within 2 or 3 days, it seems like there's just as many coyotes back in this spot as there was before, because they just move in because it's one of the best spots for whatever reason. The coyotes like to live there. And it doesn't seem to make any difference if it's a river bottom, a ridge of hills, a big valley. They just like these spots. So this is going to be one of these spots. And what I've got for you here is Glenn Zink and I are going to be in Kansas, and this is 3 years in a row we go to this same spot each year and we kill a coyote. And on part 1 here, Sean Hayden just happens to be with us. And what's bad about this spot is it's a long walk and it's in the open down a big old long slope of a hill. We get on the end of a little knob where there's a couple little cedar trees. You can see the whole area, but you risk the chance of coyotes seeing you going in there. But it's such a good spot that even though we might scare one out once in a while, we just call them and still another one comes. So anyways, and Sean's there and he's got our decoy Phoebe, but we just don't want to even walk out very far with it and set it because we're worried about that same thing. And plus, the first 2 parts, the coyote's already there, right out in front of us, 500-600 yards. In this case, it's laying down. And one of the reasons we howl to get their attention. And usually what the coyote does when you howl in phase 1, we call it, they'll stand up or they'll come to the top of a hill or the edge of the trees. They're going to look. So we howl, we glass, but here I howl with the alpha dog, the old female invitation, and one stands up. Sean's to my right. And old Glenn's to my left. She just stands up at about 600 yards.
Maybe I try an invitation, female invitation.
That's what I just played.
Oh.
He's coming.
Is it?
Well, he's stretching. Yeah, he's coming out. Yep.
He coming or leaving?
Oh, he's coming.
Now I'm going to switch over to the little dog call and blow some howls at her. If you think he's leaving, then we better shoot or something.
He acts like he's leaving. I'm going to show him Phoebe.
I don't think she's leaving.
Is he going downwind? Not really, though.
Cow path there?
Huh? Sometimes as coyotes come in, they'll smell something in the grass. Could be a rabbit or a mouse or another coyote had been there. I'm going to now switch to the double jackrabbit and see what happens. He's coming. Okay, Glenn, get turned. Glenn gets the shot. Get turned now, Glenn. Before he gets too close.
Where's he going to end up at?
He's going to come right down the trail. How close can we get him? Nobody move. I got my eye on the camera, so if you think you need to stop him somewhere, let him get really close if we can. Okay, all right. I'm watching. You guys tell me, Glenn.
I'd shoot him there.
Ready, Glenn? You ready? Ready? Shoot. Good shot, Glenn Zink. All right. Well, Glenn, you kind of liked the looks of this spot, didn't you?
This is a nice looking spot.
Yeah.
Big country.
A theater, isn't it?
It is a theater.
Yeah, it's worked before on my, but every time we come here, I don't think there's been a time yet we haven't called one in over the last few years. But wasn't that something? Hit the old female invitation. It's awful windy, kind of almost straight in our face here. All of a sudden, there's a coyote standing down there.
Yeah, she just stood up. She's just laying in the bottom apparently, snoozing.
And then gonna try and decide what to do, and kind of started coming, panning. So I hit the little dog a few times, kept it coming. Then the old hand call, Sean. The old double jack.
Is that what you used?
Yeah. The old double jack. Sean was gonna coyote whisper it in if it didn't come. He's got Phoebe. He wants to try to move it around. Show me what you're gonna do when it comes in.
Give her a little movement.
Get a little movement there.
She's getting a little too much movement. Her butt's about to fall off.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Phoebe might have to euthanize her. You want to euthanize her, Glenn?
She's got a little wiggle in her walk. She's just getting sexier as she goes.
Yeah. Let's use one of them nitro tip bullets we got. Yep. She wouldn't feel much on that. How many yards, Glenn?
Well, I think Sean told me 96, didn't you? Is that what you
No, it
said?
was more than that.
160.
Oh,
160, Glenn. That was out
You're a
there.
heck of a shot.
Yeah, it was. We had the shooter was going to get around a little knob here, and Sean was going to get to shoot it. But Glenn hadn't got out much this year. We're out here trying to get the stink blown off him. And this wind's doing the job.
Female. A lot prettier coyote than I thought it was, too.
Glenn, are you huffing and puffing? Is that a big one?
I am a blowing.
Huh?
I am a blowing.
Is that a big one or something?
It's a nice big female.
Is it pregnant?
She's not real plump. Why would she be out here all by herself this time of year?
I don't know.
She ugly?
No, pretty as can
Maybe
be.
she couldn't find a boyfriend. She's
Yeah,
ugly. Or
yeah.
I don't think that's the problem, Sean.
fat or ugly?
She might be kind of cranky, but she's not ugly.
Maybe that's it.
A female rep.
Got a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Is it mangy at all?
No, it's pretty as a picture.
Really?
Looks like an older female.
Yeah. So I say, what's she doing out here all by herself? She got her canines worn down just a little bit.
They are.
Are they?
Look at that.
That's an old female.
Good shot, Glenn.
Nice big coyote too.
That's a little better than the one you got a little yesterday.
Difference of day and night on them, yeah.
Well, that was pretty interesting, wasn't it? It took stage 1 to get her to stand up, and finally stage 2 to really get her to commit and come in, even though if I'd have kept howling, it may have come anyways. But you know, Glenn took a shot even though he's on my left side, because it was his turn to shoot, and when I go, I like to give everybody that's with me the same opportunity, keep everybody kind of even, and I think that's only fair. So Sean was good enough to let Glenn shoot that one. So we'll see you again next time on part 2, when we walk down that old slope and there's already a coyote there, and we're wondering, did he see us or not?